right, so my game of the year, it is on the Switch, and a companion game is on mobile platforms. I had heard of the game before, and I knew about its popularity, but never watched any trailers or videos until the game was actually going to come out. I had played Stardew Valley and some other similar games, and I thought this would be in the same vein as those games. Boy, was I wrong. In this game, you go to an island and start to gather goods, build things, and make money, all while expanding your accommodations. You start off from a lowly tent and get your first house and expand that house. It has relaxing music without any tension in the game in terms of events or things you have to do. This is probably the biggest difference between it and Stardew Valley. The game has a very slow pace, and it is a game that usually made me sleepy after I played it on my bed just before I went to bed. You meet a cast of colorful characters who give you stuff and occasionally give you quests. It is one of the few full price games that I ever bought on the Switch. I've only actually bought 4 games. It doesn't have a lot of replayability, sorry, but it does have a lot of content and hundreds of hours of things to do. I've been meaning to get back into the game since my initial playthrough, but just haven't gotten around to it. It's very relaxing and a game that you can just play without feeling the pressure to do what the game wants. This is also a little bit similar to No Man's Sky if you didn't watch our the game show, in the sense that you can do something for this playthrough, whatever your session is as a middle-aged gamer. Right? If you're saying you're playing for 1 hour, you can decide to gather goods, you can decide to craft items, you can decide to fish, you can decide to collect things, you can decide to go diving, you can decide to do quests. Um, it runs great on the Switch. There are so many things to do. It's just one of the most accessible games I have ever played. Even every game of the year is not perfect, but I chose this in particular because looking at this year, the pandemic all around the world, and people staying at home and people who dislike staying at home having to find some sort of outlet to have a some sort of like a positive energy, happy atmosphere. And to me, this was the game for that. So, as I was saying, this game is not perfect. It has a lot of content, but I think so much more could have been done with it. I'm not judging the developer and the company for that. This game also puts too much emphasis on decorations, which for someone like me, I love the economic management side of things, not so much the clothing and the colors and that kind of stuff. Um, it is my game of the year because I believe this is the kind of game that people can keep going back into because they're always releasing new content. It's the kind of the game that you can play anywhere and everywhere, and it's just so relaxing, so peaceful, and a very positive, happy game. And Adam Gray, the game is.
This has got to be Animal Crossing
It
New Horizons.
is definitely Animal Crossing.
I got it from the beginning when you said it was a Switch and a companion game, and I was like, companion game? Wasn't Crian reviewing a companion game for that a long time? But it really solidified it for me when you said, what was it? You go to an island, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's got to be Animal
Ah,
Crossing New
yes. I
Horizons.
was like, God, I should have removed it. But part of the whole Animal Crossing is it is an island.
Yeah,
Uh,
but yeah, so I agree that I didn't play this game, but I've seen other people saying that this game probably is one of the best representations of 2020 as a whole, in the sense that early on this really kind of create we're all apart, every man is an island, but at the same time we still need to come together and work together. And early on when the pandemic first hit and people were stuck at home, and this game kind of came out, and it was this is one of the ways that a lot of people were connecting with the world.
exactly, exactly.
um, so this definitely, in a different year, I don't think this would have been as appropriate,
Totally.
but I think in 2020 this definitely is a contender, and really represents kind of where we're going. Among Us is and Fall Guys are also probably great examples of games that bring people together in 2020, because we didn't have the opportunity. I mean, obviously us in Taiwan, we don't have this issue, but around the world, other people are having this issue. I also love the fact that this game has been strangely political this year, which
Yes.
is this has been a very political year, and Animal Crossing is no exception. I mean, what was it? Even the president of Taiwan has her account, and they made an announcement because in China, some people were using the they were creating free Hong Kong flags in Animal Crossing, and
Exactly.
so China banned it, and the president of Taiwan's character came out and, and posted in the game saying like, "We allow you to have freedom and do whatever you want." And I think was it AOC in America was playing this game and on
Brie
there,
Larson
and
from
so
Captain Marvel. She played this quite a lot and she streamed it. President-elect Joe Biden was on there with his own island.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, this is definitely a game that's been connecting people and doing it in kind of a peaceful and fun way too. I mean, despite the fact that we've had so much political discourse this year, this is in the fact that this game has been quite political. There actually hasn't been too much of a problem with it, with the exception of censorship in China. But everywhere else, this is a good way to bring people together. So definitely a good contender for game of the year for 2020. Now, I do have a question. You said it was a slow paced game and it actually makes you kind of sleepy, and you would play it before you would go to
Yeah.
bed. Um, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think for me it's a good thing. I played Cyberpunk last night, and I was looking for some action in Cyberpunk, but I played the 1 hour section I did play was like a story element, but that story was like so exciting and thought provoking that after I finished playing it, it was almost 12. I'm like, hmm. Brain is like keep going and replaying what I just played an hour ago. I'm like, please be quiet, brain. I want to go to bed. I have to wake up and podcast with Adam in the morning. Nope, sorry. So I mean, that's why I really liked this game as a game that is just absolutely low pressure. I mean, go around shaking trees to get stuff, and throwing your fishing hook into the ocean and catching fish that way, and using a pole, jumping across rivers, and uh, decorating, expanding your house, and crafting stuff and selling stuff, and it's just picking shells on the beach.
All right, so it's kind of like a good book in that way.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah.
a good way to wind down at the end of the day.
So I mean, because I usually played it at night, I'm sure somebody who played it in the day, and especially you playing on a big TV. I played this mostly in handheld mode. Coming up to maybe this week Saturday, I might actually play this on my TV, uh, just to for fun, because it is Saturday after all, and um, I think if you were playing it during the day, you wouldn't feel that tired because I usually played it like 10 p.m. or so, and then that's the time where like after an hour, my eyes start feeling the burn, and then it's like okay. That's the cool thing. I just press the off button, switch goes into sleep mode, put it right above my head, go to bed.
Yeah, I think that's one of the great advantages of the Switch too. Is what they say, like you shouldn't, or you should have kind of like a bedtime routine, right? And you shouldn't have a TV on when you're laying in bed because you just want to watch it or something like that. But this is kind of like with a small little mobile. It's kind of like a little book that you can pop out and do something kind of relaxing and wind down at the end of the day, and then be like, okay, time for sleep. So definitely, definitely a good thing. All right.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't have too many questions because we went into this quite a bit when we did the original review. Did we review this one or did we just review
We
the
just
mobile
did Pocket
version?
Camp actually.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so interesting. So yeah, I can't think of any questions though. So
No, no, no. I mean, I think everybody knows about it. Everybody's heard of Animal Crossing, or you've watched videos, if you've seen the endless Nintendo adverts. At least I've seen them in Taiwan for Nintendo. A
yeah,
great game to pick up if you're looking for something in the holiday season, just like Ghost of Tsushima. I keep wanting to say Genshin Impact for
definitely.
some reason.
Well, you know what? You can pick that one up too. It's free, and you have nothing to lose but time itself.